Well, I think we're playing a really good team that has a trademark of playing with great intangibles, great toughness, give great effort, hit you in the mouth every chance they get. I think we need to have the right mindset in playing in a game like this. I think we need to have the right mindset in preparation and practice, how we practice, how physical we need to be in terms of how we need to play in a game like this. So, and that's everybody's choice. If you don't have that choice, you need to change the way you think, because that's the kind of game this is going to be. So, we're excited about playing at home, but we're also being excited about how we prepare, how we play, how we practice, the things we need to do to get ready to play a tough team and a good opponent.
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Treatment Company, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood is championship quality lumber for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. No rot, no decay, no termites, no problems. Just wood treated right. To locate your local Everwood store, visit everwoodtreatment.com. Everwood Treatment, official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
We've got you covered for Alabama football against Arkansas on Saturday. Our radio coverage across the network will begin at 11:30 a.m. Central, leading you up right to kickoff at 2:30 p.m. For a full listing of our radio affiliates, head to RollTide.com. Don't forget to watch the booth cam on our Crimson Tide Sports Network Facebook page. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Up 15, dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Cooper's wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The Lucha kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown straight. Alabama back on top. Fires an end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Let's head to Loxley and Chris, who is on the phone. Hey, Chris, welcome to the Nick Saban Show.
I'd like for you to do me a favor and address our fan base, because I've been hearing a lot of rat poison this past week about future games, and I'm not hearing anything relative to playing the Hogs or anything like that. Nobody's talking about that. They're talking about championship games and all that good stuff. Let them know just how serious this one is. You know, you commented on a couple of games as trap games this year, and we're 1-1 in those 2 games that you called trap games, and was dang near 0-2.
All right.
I just wish you'd just raise a little cane about it, if you will, brother.
Yeah, well, we might send a plane now to pick you up, and you can come back up here and talk to the people in our organization and the players and give them the speech you just gave me. Because I do think there's some of that, and that's not a good thing. We really all year long have tried to build on what it takes to be a team. The togetherness it takes. Everybody put the team first. Everybody buy into the principles and values of the organization. Be positive. in your body language and how you do things, and be positive to support your teammates and have energy and enthusiasm and be responsible for your own self-determination and go out there and do your job and work and prepare and do the things you need to do to take ownership so you can do that. And it's constant that we get these negative vibes from external factors that seem to interrupt, our ability to try to do this on a consistent basis. And I actually got on the players pretty good yesterday about that, because you want to try to build and finish, and players have to understand what it takes to finish.
All right, welcome in, and it is the Friday edition. Hardly is Friday, guys. The week has flown by. Alabama, Arkansas coming up this weekend as Coach Saban talked about 2:30 game, and going to be a great matchup for the Crimson Tide. Very physical Arkansas team coming into Bryant-Denny Stadium. So a lot to get into there still, and more comments from Coach Saban, hey, Coach, and throughout the week as well. So coming up tomorrow, we talked about some of the big matchups that will be happening. There's also a lot of not big matchups around the SEC, but you got Michigan State at Ohio State. That's huge at 11 a.m. That's the start of the day there on ABC. Wake Forest, believe it or not, number 10 team in the country, as we've talked about. They're at Clemson. Can they survive there? Is Clemson just going to be too tough for them, or is this just not Clemson's year? Iowa State at number 13 Oklahoma. I still think it's a great matchup on Fox at 11 a.m. So it kind of gets your day started as far as some of the big matchups. Used to Florida State at Boston College is a big one, and not quite the game it used to be. But we'll get into some of the other matchups coming up a little bit later on down the road. We're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out to Top Golf, check out all the great food, fun, and you'll love Mark Grenier and all of his great staff there as well, as far as what they can really help you as far as with different events and charitable events. They do a ton of them, raise a ton of money, and all types of birthday, anniversaries, bachelorette, bachelor parties, you name it. They can do it at Top Golf of Birmingham. You'll love it. Get out to Top Golf today. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, Anniston, Tony Russell, and all the great folks there at Sunny King Ford. Lars, how are you this afternoon? Matt Coulter, how's it going, guys?
I'm great.
I'm doing good. Had to visit the doctor for annual physical this morning. Got my Moderna booster, and already feeling the effects of that. But
in a good or a bad way, they kind of hurt, don't they?
Yeah. I'm not all the cylinders aren't firing right now. So, but I was able to do a bunch of writing this morning, working on another book. Can't really get into details of it, but yeah, and I've been thinking a lot about this game, Arkansas, Alabama, Matt, and KJ Jefferson. He's just a different kind of quarterback. 6'3", 240. They'd like to run him between the tackles. He's probably their best running threat. And he's the key to Arkansas. And if they can keep it close.
I agree 100%. I think I said earlier this week, Pittman would be smart to have a little bit different package with him involved. Running more between the tackles, more quarterback draws. But I think, and they will do that effectively. Arkansas is second in the league running the football. They're going to be able to run the football effectively a little bit against Alabama, I think. But I think what's really key here is he's got to be able to pass, and he's got to be able to pass vertically. If he can do that, it might make for a long afternoon at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Do I think that? No. I can tell the way Saban talked last night and his news conferences earlier this week. He kind of got a mad on, he's ready to go put a foot up up a hog. And I think that's what's going to happen.
And Jay, don't you think now is the time of the season where this is Alabama's time, right? This is the point where let's mash the gas pedal all the way down, and let's see what we really got as a team. As we are one game away from the Iron Bowl, 2 games away, presumably, from the SEC championship, going against what is widely regarded as the top team in the country.
There's no doubt, and this is going to be a tough stretch, physical stretch. We talked about Arkansas, physical football team. Auburn's always a physical game. Then you got Georgia. Look at that defense, how they played this year. Reminds you so much of some the great defenses at Alabama, back just a number of years ago. So when Coach Saban first got to Alabama, kind of midway through, we look a little different than what they look like on that side of the ball now based on the offenses we've gone up against. Kirby stayed a little bit bigger as far as the size, but man, they're really, really good. So it's going to be a tough 3 weeks. And I think you're right, Matt. I think he's trying to mentally, psychologically get these guys ready for that and the challenge that it's going to be. And the thing about this week is you can't have a let up. And we talk about this either with the off weeks or with teams like New Mexico State. So you have a New Mexico State, then you play a team like Arkansas. So there's a little bit, you got to keep the intensity up. The reason why, because you want to get better each week. You don't want to let a game that you know that you're going to win physically over another team or you're more talented define how you practice, because the practice week is another brick and another layer that you're adding onto your team as far as getting better. So I think that's why he stresses that so much and really keeps the sense of urgency, Matt, really upon those guys.
Well, we talked yesterday about the fact that, and Lars just mentioned the physicality of the next 3 games, but these are all ranked teams, and that's going to present a problem. And there's no off weeks, right? I mean, it goes Arkansas, Auburn, potentially Georgia. And by the way, I think it's significant to note that Alabama beats Arkansas, they're in. I mean, that they win the West, and that's their first goal. Second's the SEC, and third is the national championship. And I think Saban is definitely trying to emphasize to his team and to the fans, as the question came to him, these are important games. Let's get up and go.
Yeah. So real quick, we got Andrew Bones will be joining us here at 12:15. So look forward to that. We'll talk recruiting down on the down at Tuscaloosa.
Jay, how dare you?
Well, I was about to say something about the place a little bit later on, but I got mixed up on that. But yeah, Andrew Bone will be joining us. We'll talk Alabama Crimson Tide, their recruiting. But before we do that, just real quick, just for about a minute, let's spend this before that on Michigan State and Ohio State. To me, that's the big matchup this weekend. And really everybody in college football is going to be watching that particular game. It means so much for not only the Big Ten, but also for the Final Four. Lars, I'll start with you. Kind of where do you see this game? Do you think Mel Tucker can pull off the upset?
I do not. I think Ohio State is one of the 3 best teams in the country. C.J. Stroud has made such an improvement since game 1 to now as a starting quarterback. I think he's the top 5 quarterback in the country. Michigan State, coming off of their big win over Michigan, they get beat by a very mediocre Purdue team. They're sort of up and down. This is the biggest game of Mel Tucker's coaching career. Mel Tucker is about to make huge bank, but I like Ohio State at home to win this game, probably by 10 points or more. But I agree, it is the game of the weekend, and whoever comes out of this is definitely got the upper hand of getting into the playoffs as the Big Ten champ.
I'm not going to call the upset, but I think it's definitely a possibility. I don't think I'm as one-sided on Ohio State as Lars is, but Mel Tucker's on the brink of, you're right, pulling up a Brinks truck, and that's going to happen. He says it's a destination job. He's going to stay in East Lansing, which that's a big positive. I don't know if that conveys to your team and the fans, but I think you're going to see a very, very well-prepared Spartan team go to the Horseshoe.
I agree with you. I think they got a chance of pulling off an upset, to be honest. I think there's a lot there. I think Ohio State, even though they played well at times this year, they've shown themselves to be vulnerable, especially early on with Oregon.
Lars, make sure you take the opposite of what I just said.
Yeah, I know.
If you're going to put
Ohio State,
yeah, you're taking Ohio State.
You take the opposite of him, and you take the opposite of him, and then both you win.
Maybe we'll at least end up even.
Hey, do you struggle with branding? Do you struggle with marketing? Let me tell you about a company called Fully Promoted. They're great, and they can help you and your organization. You're trying to find those unique items that people really like to receive and use in today's competitive business environment. Your brand needs to stand out and get noticed. Fully Promoted offers extensive branding, marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to those different items and also help you when it comes to decoration and just the different methods you need when it comes to selecting the right type of stuff to make your brand and help your brand go to the next level. Call Fully Promote today at 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for that special offer. That's 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted?
Where is Arch going? Andrew Bone's going to tell us when we get back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
You're listening to Tide 100.9. Are you in the holiday spirit? Check out Tuscaloosa's Home for the Holidays on Nick 97.5. All Christmas songs 24/7.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/panda. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/panda. That's bamboohr.com/panda.
Hi, welcome to Furniture Depot. And you, come on in. Yes.
Couches are flying off the floor at Cheyenne's Furniture Store.
Sarah, can you go over to dining sets, please?
She needs more sales associates before shoppers take their seats
Can
elsewhere.
somebody get me a price check on trundle beds?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Black Friday now at JCPenney. Starting Friday, shop thousands of Black Friday deals across the store while they last. Our Yes Please diamonds are only $19.99 each. Bundle up the family in jackets under $25. Plus, update with cookware and cutlery, now $9.99 each after $10 mail-in rebate. These deals are yours for the gifting. Happy Black Friday, JCPenney. Offers valid on select items 11/19 through 11/21. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking. It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and be ready for the weather ahead. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Bosch and Vision wiper blades. And we've got even more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A day of blue sky and sunshine. Tuscaloosa's high 61. Clear tonight with the low at 35. Tomorrow, another sunny day, the high 66. Sunday, partially sunny during the day. Rain arrives Sunday night. Sunday's high at 67. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 57 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
It's the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. Get 60 to 90% off retail this weekend only. Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the signs. Don't miss it.
I challenge the players and I challenge the leadership on the team to make sure that we go about and do things the right way. Arkansas's got a good team. I don't know why anybody would think they don't have a good team. They're 7-3. They beat Texas. They beat Texas A&M, who beat us. So I don't get it. and they lost 52-51 to Ole Miss because they went for 2 at the end of the game, which I'm not blaming the coach for doing that, and they didn't make it.
If they would have gotten the 2-point conversion, they would control their own destiny to be on the west side.
That's right.
Yeah.
On a 2-point conversion, it all came down to that. So I don't understand it. But so maybe that speech about entitlement also applies to fans.
There you go. There you go.
Not just players.
I knew it was coming.
Not just players. and we have great fans. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes I think that fans don't understand how what they do can impact the psychological disposition of young people and what they need to be doing so that they can play the way they need to play. Be positive, be supportive, and understand your role. They need your help. They need your support. We got to create a great stadium for them to play in and make it hard for the other team to play at our place and not have the expectation that we're just going to show up and win.
And that could be a big factor this weekend, the way Arkansas plays.
No doubt. I mean, they try to go fast sometimes, but they're a no-huddle team, and, you know, we need all the help we can get. I mean, I'm just telling it like it is.
Rittenhouse.
All right, welcome back in. And Coach Saban, again, getting fired up about this game coming up this weekend against the Arkansas Razorbacks and pointing to some really good points about the fact of the games they've won against A&M, who beat Alabama, and also the games that they played tough with. One, against Ole Miss and others throughout the season. So, this is not a bad team at all. We're going to dive into that much more, and also got our recruiting analyst, Andrew Bone, going to join us here momentarily. Matt, if you don't mind, though, some breaking news, some big news around the country. We wanted to go ahead and get that out.
I think the country has been following this story very briefly. A jury has found Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all counts in his murder trial connected to the shootings of 3 people during the unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin during the summer of 2020. We are not a political or news-based show, but people wanted to know that. Now you know. Now we can talk some recruiting.
All right, let's get to Andrew Bone, who is standing by, he is our recruiting analyst and expert when it comes to the Crimson Tide, and another big weekend in Tuscaloosa, another home game of 2:30 start, and that means lots of recruits and lots of opportunities for Alabama and for Nick Saban. Andrew, always great to have you on. Hope you're doing well, man.
Man, doing great. Yeah, it's a big weekend in Tuscaloosa. Final home game. Alabama's going to have some big visitors on campus this weekend, and it actually got a little bit better as the week progressed with some official visitors. You're going to have 2 Alabama commitments in town, including 5-star linebacker Sean Murphy making his trip down from Virginia. Kobe Prentice is an in-state wide receiver from Calera High School. So 2 Alabama commitments on official visits this weekend. But the guys who are not Alabama commitments, at least not yet, you have 5-star wide receiver Evan Stewart from the state of Texas, #1 wide receiver in the country. So I'm sure Alabama's hoping to put on a big display there. I'm sure they're going to be getting the ball to Jameson and Slay Bolden this weekend to try to impress him. And you also have Curtis Perry, in-state defensive lineman, who's been one of Alabama's top targets throughout the entire season. This is a guy who has 20 sacks already during his senior season. They're going to be playing in quarterfinals in the state playoffs this evening. And then you also have Ernest Green, a top 100 offensive lineman from California, St. John Bosco Prep out there in Bellflower, California, is going to be making his trip. Actually, same division in California as Mater Dei High School, which produced guys like Bryce Young and also Tommy Brown and big-time Alabama target Damani Jackson. So this is a big game for Ernest Green, big visit for Ernest Green coming into Tuscaloosa for his first visit with the Crimson Tide. So that's kind of a look at the official visitors. There's also going to be some big unofficial visitors on campus, including Christian Miller, who's a 6'6", 280-pound defensive lineman out of Georgia, who just picked up an offer from Alabama a few weeks ago. You have Richard Young, who's the top running back in the country in the class of 2023 from Lehigh Acres, Florida. This is going to be his second visit to Tuscaloosa, so I know Alabama's also trying to make a big impression on him. And as always, many Alabama commitments like Ty Simpson, Jeremiah Alexander, Emmanuel Henderson, all also going to be in town. Not only for the game, but also to help try to recruit some of these guys to Alabama.
Andrew, if you could just give us some more information on the nation's #1 wide receiver, Evan Stewart, who's taken his official to Alabama this weekend. The buzz around him has been Texas or Texas A&M. What are the realistic chances of Alabama signing Stewart? And then the second question, we need our weekly update on Arch Manning.
Well, with Evan Stewart, he visited Alabama back during the summer, spent a few days in Tuscaloosa, hung around Ty Simpson and a lot of the other Alabama commitments. And, this is a former Texas commitment. Texas is obviously still in it, but there's not a buzz about Texas A&M, of course, of the last few months. He's visited the Aggies a few times and really has a strong connection down there. Now, he ended up foregoing his senior season, ended up only playing in, I think, 1 or 2 games during his senior season, and decided to step away and focus on getting ready for college, which is kind of interesting. That's something that I don't think it's probably, something that Alabama coaches or really any coaches, hope to see. They want to see guys finish out their senior season rather than step away. But, this is going to be an interesting visit because Alabama's going to get him on campus, get a chance to really spend some time with him and just try to figure him out a little bit, try to see if, this is a guy that they're going to continue to press hard for all the way until signing day. And I think there could be a situation where he comes in and Alabama says, all right, well, we're going to kind of focus our attention elsewhere. I think they just want to kind of sit him down, talk to him, and just kind of figure out where his head's at and make sure that, they're making the right decision in terms of, really pursuing him and making sure he's, the right fit for them. Even though he's the #1 wide receiver in the country, a 5-star recruit, you got to make sure these kids are the right fit for your program. And I think that's the thing that Alabama, might have the biggest question mark with, heading into the weekend with him. But, I think we could get out of the weekend and say, hey, this is, certainly a guy that Alabama is going to continue to press for all the way until signing day. And, as you mentioned, Arch Manning, everybody wants to know about Arch. I don't think I go on, any shows these days without somebody asking me, what's the latest with Arch Manning? And, there's not really a ton of new information. I mean, he's taken some visits this fall, gone to Alabama, been to Ole Miss, he's been to Georgia and Clemson, been to Texas, and, has really just enjoyed the recruiting process. And I don't think anything's going to be decided anytime soon. I think he's going to go through the spring, take some more spring visits, take his official visits, and then likely make that decision, in my opinion, before the start of his senior season. And, Alabama still remains a top contender for him. If y'all didn't notice on Twitter today, Lane Kiffin is heading to his game this evening to watch him play. I know a lot of other head coaches have been out. Now, Coach Saban doesn't go on the road. I think he's been to 1 game over the course of the last 10 years and, maybe longer than that. I think the last high school football game he attended was to go see Jameis Winston. And I think when he saw after Jameis ended up going to Florida State, I think he kind of decided, you know what, I'm not going to go out to any more high school games because you can only really go see a few kids. If you're a head coach, you can only go see a few kids on a Friday night before a football game. And I think, for some schools, it's great. For Alabama, Coach Saban just doesn't want to show favoritism towards one recruit over, the other, 40, 50 kids that they're heavily recruiting.
Kiffin likes to get it out there, and now the NCAA has relaxed their rules on Twitter, and I just read this morning that Kiffin can say, hey, I'm going to see Arch. I can do this. Do you see that is something Nick Saban's going to get off of the social media deal and pursue, and is that a good thing for recruiting high school football players?
Yeah, I mean, every single year there's going to be different changes in the recruiting landscape, and I think some of it, might have had to do with, the lack of, coaches being able to recruit last year. I think, a lot of changes, were made, and I think it can be good in some ways. Nick Saban, on the other hand, he's not going to change. I mean, he's got a program that works pretty well, and he's never had to get on social media or doing that stuff to sign #1 ranked recruiting classes, year in and year out, and he's going to continue to be the same way. And Alabama currently sitting with the number 2 recruiting class in the country, and I think they've got a really good chance to finish number 1 yet again. Some of these younger coaches, they're pretty active on social media, and kids like it. I mean, they like to hear from different coaches, but you never know sometimes. You never know if you're hearing from the actual head coach or if you're hearing from the assistant to head coach messaging them, every single day, letting them know, how important they are to the program.
Is that something that Coach Saban would? I mean, I know he doesn't post, but does he use social media still to connect? Because I'll be honest, a lot of times my kids, I can't get to them unless I DM them on like an Instagram or a Twitter, or they're not even looking at text messages. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's
right.
Does he use that platform for that, or is he totally off it?
He's totally off of it. I don't even think he really texts recruits. He might send an email. He might send an email sometime, but he, or send a fax to a recruit. But he just doesn't do social media at all. Never has. I guess I don't know if he understands it. He might. I'm sure he understands it, but he's just never felt like that has helped in recruiting, at least for them. And obviously, he's got his own ways that he likes to do things, and he's had plenty of success the way he's been doing it.
Just looking nationally, Andrew, is there a team that has surprised you with how well they're doing this season, this recruiting season, I should say?
Well, you look, throughout the entire country, and you look at the different rankings and stuff. I think Penn State has done really well. They have a really great recruiting class right now. The quarterback Drew Aller, one of the top quarterbacks in the country, and certainly received plenty of hype and attention that was deserved after summer. I mean, they've got some great other prospects that were, including guys that were heavily recruited by Alabama, including running back Nicholas Singleton. And I think that they've got a tremendous class. Penn State can hold on. They're going to have a chance to really continue to build on here in the future. And I think they've done a really good job so far.
Andrew, always great stuff, my man. Have a great weekend, and should be a big recruiting weekend as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew Bone. It's at Andrew J. Bone is his Twitter handle, and you can find him there and all the information. He is one of the best in the best Alabama, best in the business. And when it comes to recruiting, been doing it for a long, long time, and gets it so right all the time. Gives us so many great updates. So thanks to Andrew Bone. Local Realty, great company. Jeremy, Gina Miller do a terrific job when it comes to helping you not only sell your home, but helping you make money when it comes to selling your home. It's yours. It's your equity that you've built up in your home. For some, it's their largest investment in life. They want to help you. They want to give you a flat fee, $2,900 flat fee up to a $500,000 listing. Then that flat fee can go up a little bit more every $100,000. But it's a great way of selling a home, because now it's not the percentage, it's the flat fee. You know what you're going to make. It's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars when it comes to selling your home. They've got a 5-star rating on Zillow, and it's just a wonderful company to work with, and they'll help you sell your home. And again, with that flat fee, go to Local Realty, flatfee.com for more information. That's Local Realty, flatfee.com to find out more about Local Realty.
Who leads the NFL in 70% completion games? I'll give you a guess. I bet y'all know. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Get ready for some crazy deals at the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. This weekend only, Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get 50 to 90% off sofas, mattresses, generators, grills, rugs, exercise equipment, and so much more. It's gonna be crazy, folks. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the Crazy Cowboy signs. It's gonna be crazy, folks. Come see us.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
We all want to create a product or service that's going to change the marketplace. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done it with LocalRealty.com. LocalRealty.com, they've saved sellers over $600,000 in listing fees just in the last 2 years alone. How do they do it? A full-service flat listing fee of $2,900, saving you thousands. 5-star ratings on Zillow with over 400 testimonials. Sold over 1,000 plus homes in the Birmingham metro area since 2016. Go online at LocalRealty.com or give them a call at 205-564-3200. That's 564-3200 for Local Realty.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out gofan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co now. That's gofan.C.O.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, not only they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries. You do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital.
You know, you're not entitled to the outcome. You're entitled to the opportunity.
There you go.
To get the outcome.
Exactly.
All right. So the things that you do and taking ownership for your own success are really the most important things that you can sort of instill in young people, I think, right now. And when you have some leaders on your team and older guys that kind of buy into that, man, does it help with the younger players on your team. You know, sometimes you get snake bit at one position, and you know, hopefully we can hang in there, and we've trained some of these other guys to maybe play that position if we need them. But
your running back room is thin.
Two guys.
Did you at any point have open tryouts for backup roles?
We did just that. On our team, we knew every player and what positions had played in high school. Like Kristen Leary played some running back in high school, even though he was kind of a slot receiver and a runner. DeMoy Kennedy, you know, played some. Slade Bolden was a running quarterback as well as a running back. So he's a guy that we've also trained at position, even though we didn't play him at that position, you know, any in the game. So all the guys that we are training to be running backs from other positions were guys that played that position in high school or had some background in playing that position at some point in time.
You ever had this thin a group because of attrition or injuries, though?
No, never.
I mean, you always had like 3 backs to start with, much less not having anything past 2.
Yeah, well, we had 5, and then we had Keelan Robinson, who, you know, left in the portal. You know, he'd be playing a lot.
Yeah.
So, that's where I think sometimes these guys are a little short-sighted when they sort of misread what their opportunity really would be if they tried to stay and compete. So, but we just wish them well. We got to coach the guys that are here.
Welcome back in, and Coach talking about opportunities there. Guys, if they're still there instead of going to the transfer portal, and he mentioned one name in particular, said you get a chance to be playing right now and having a chance to give them more playing time. You never know. Hey, everybody answered your question going into break.
It's back. I mean, was that a slam dunk, Lawrence?
Yeah, Ricky,
John,
John,
alley-oop.
all those guys got Mac Jones.
Did y'all watch him last night?
Yes.
He looked like he played last year. He's just calm, cool, collected, checks down. He was, let me get the numbers. He was 22 of 26.
Yeah.
That's just gone.
22, 26, I think 206 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick, and just playing efficient, smart football, not forcing throws, not taking many deep shots. You know, there was a lot of check downs, Matt, but look, they're going against an Atlanta team that can't move the ball.
Oh.
They are just awful. Atlanta is on the verge of a tear down. And I'd be surprised if Matt Ryan is back next year. I mean, it's just they might be one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL right now.
For the record, Mac has gone over 70% in 7 games this year. The next closest, there are 4 quarterbacks with 5.
Wow.
So right now, I know that Jamar Chase, wide receiver for the Bengals, is the sort of the leader, according to Vegas, to win Rookie of the Year honors, but Mac is right behind him. And that was before last night. And Patriots have won 5 in a row. They look like they're going to be in the playoffs. And I know that Bill Belichick and all the coaches up there just couldn't be happier with Mac Jones. And, Jay, if they were doing a reset of the NFL draft right now, where would Mac Jones go?
3rd.
Yeah, or either number 1.
Or maybe number
1.
I mean,
would you take Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence right now?
Absolutely.
Right now you would, yeah.
But I think in the long run.
Yeah,
and remember,
and I would have anyway. I always liked Mac. I mean, I thought Mac reminded me a lot of Tom Brady. I thought the way how quickly he could think through things, how fast he could process information, how accurately he throws the football. He can put different touch on the ball, different angles, all the things you got to have in a quarterback in the NFL these days. But Trevor, we got to also say he didn't have the guys right now.
Yeah.
He needs more around him in order to perform and play at the level. But Mac is, to me, is that ultimate pro quarterback. Everybody wants the guy that they think they want the guy that can run and make plays, do all that. No, you want the guy that can stand right between the tackles and make the throws, that can distribute the ball like a point guard, get the ball out to guys in space. The other stuff really, I mean, because most owners don't want their quarterbacks out running out of the pocket. They don't want to take chances. They have a guy that can come in and maybe give you a spark doing those things against a defense you may be struggling against. Maybe it's your backup quarterback. Maybe that's a good thing. I still think it's between the tackles. And if you can run, so if you're a guy like Matt can actually run. People don't realize how fast he is. He ran, I think, was it a 6.47 at the combine?
Yeah.
And then Aaron Rodgers can run. I mean, those guys get outside the pocket and, yeah, they'll make some yards, get a first down, get some extra yards to and help with field position. But in the NFL, they don't want him running.
Have you seen Trey Lance try to throw a ball this year? He can't hit the side of a barn.
I didn't understand that when they drafted him. They traded up.
They mortgaged their future.
Yes,
3 first-round draft picks
for a guy that can't hit a barn.
And apparently, they made that trade not even knowing who they were going to pick at the time. And we all assumed it was Mac Jones.
No.
We assumed incorrectly. But I think that's going to come back, and that's going to set the 49er franchise back for years.
I think it goes back to what I said just a minute ago and how much he looks like the quarterback that just dissected every team that he played against last year at Alabama.
That's right.
But it also translates to the other areas of the Patriots, which is so Bill Belichick. Look at the running game. Who's the kid that the Oklahoma rookie? He had like 88 yards last night.
Mm-hmm.
And Damian Harris.
And then Harris had 66. And then, just like those teams in the past, kind of like Alabama last year, they got the defense to support it. I don't know if they're going to win out, but winning 5 in a row with a true rookie quarterback, especially when you look at all the other quarterbacks who were taken in the first round.
Yeah.
Who's the leader of the pack? It's
Mac
the
Jones.
little tennis player out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jay, wouldn't you say that Mac? I mean, I wanted to talk about this today, but Jay, wouldn't you say that Mac Jones' sort of signature skill is what you just mentioned, and that's processing information?
Yes. Knows how to get into plays, knows how to get out of plays, knows how to get to protections, identifies things that really help in the passing game, also get them in the right runs. A lot of decision-making made at the line of scrimmage, and he can do it.
Can that be taught?
I mean, it can be, but I mean, again, I'd say be taught based on the fact that you haven't been taught it. I mean, like if you are learning that in college or learned it, at some level, and you can't grasp it, or it's not clicking as quick, as fast, that has something to do more with whether it's kinetic learning or whether it's with just learning in general. And yeah, you can get better as time goes on, but he's really smart. I mean, Mac is a really smart guy. He gets it. I think he's been put in some situation in Alabama where he's had to learn multiple things and ideas, concepts, and that he's been able to take with him to the NFL. So, but his mind to process things, you talked about just getting the ball out quick, Matt. Last year we saw the same thing. We saw timing, we saw down the field throws. The kid's got it all. I mean, he really does, and he's showing it right now. An outstanding beginning to our
His
middle of his
accuracy.
rookie year.
Gosh, he made a few longer throws last night where it's just kind of like deep fade routes, just right on the money.
I think his release is faster, to be honest,
Than it was a year ago.
Yeah.
You would notice that. I don't know, but that certainly helps you, especially when you're checking off and you're going to a second or even a third receiver. And that's another thing. Patriots have a good receiving core. I don't think it's even better than he had last year.
No, it's not.
You know?
In preseason, I think that's where he struggled. In preseason, he would overthrow guys, and
because they weren't fast.
Yeah, and when do you ever go from college? And we talked about this, Lars, one time on the show. When do you ever go from college to pro to where the guys you're playing with now maybe aren't as talented in the NFL as they were in college? That to me is
never happens.
What's amazing.
Look at that stat on the read for our viewers.
Yeah,
on
only three
BamaInsider read
quarterbacks have a completion percentage over 70% this season. That's Kyle Murray at 72.7. Look how they're playing. Dak Prescott's number 2 at 70.3%. And there's Mac Jones at 70.2% as the guy Boston Sports writes elite company, which it is. And I know they're loving him up there in New England. He is the second coming of Brady.
It was so striking last Sunday when New England hosted the Browns, the difference between Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield. I mean, I do not think Baker Mayfield is going to get that second contract with the Browns. They did exercise the 5th-year option, but the Browns have a serious decision to make on Mayfield. Are they going to pay him $130 million? Jay, I mean, if you're the GM of the Browns, would you want Baker Mayfield for the next 10 years?
That's a tough one. I like Baker Mayfield. I really do. I like the way he plays. I think he's got to learn to live in the pocket longer. I mean, and get the ball out quick, do the things in order for him to be successful. But I've always liked him. So I would say probably that's a lot of money to I don't know if you want to extend him out for that long, but you maybe extend one more year, give it another shot, kind of see how things work out. But I think he's got the potential, Lars. But we'll see whether or not he can kind of live up to. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I don't like him.
I don't either.
I don't like him. I think he's kind of an interesting person. I like his personality. At times, I think there are others he's a little over the top. But I don't know if I'm going to bank the future of my franchise on a guy that has been so inconsistent. And that he has. And he shows it. They came out so strong. You're thinking, okay, maybe this is the guy.
Yeah.
He's not the guy. And Matt's.
And that was a huge game for Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then it was Baker needed to step up, and he throws a pick six, throws another interception. I think he threw less than 100 yards and completely outplayed by Mac Jones.
Laid an egg.
All right, more to come, and we'll dive into some of the big matchups coming up this weekend as well. Across the college football landscape, again, your college football rankings right now: Georgia at 1, Alabama at 2, Oregon at 3. You got Ohio State at 4, Cincinnati sitting around outside the top 4 at number 5. How can they improve that this weekend at 10-0, and Michigan at 6, Michigan State at 7. Notre Dame is right there. They're knocking as well at 9-1. They were up 1 this week in the CFP. They're now sitting at number 8. Then it's Oklahoma State 9. Wake Forest at number 10. They got a big matchup at Clemson coming up this weekend as well. All right, we'll return. Stay with us live from AVX, the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter. We'll be back.
It's the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. Get 60 to 90% off retail this weekend only. Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the signs. Don't miss it.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley, Floor and Tide.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Mezrano.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after being T-boned on McFarland. He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mezrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One call, one firm. Mezrano.
No representations made that quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
'Twas the season of cheer and joy filled the town, except for Scrooge with his perma-frown. The gift of a Peloton bike touched his soul without doubt. When your workout's a joy, it's a joy to work out. This Black Friday, get the original Peloton bike at our best holiday price ever, $1,495. All access membership separate. Terms apply. See website for details.
Alabama Sports Officials Foundation encourages everyone to sign up with the Alabama High School Athletic Association and your local Parks and Recreation Department to officiate all sports. There's such a need for officials. Games are being canceled due to the shortage of officials. Give back to the sport you love through officiating so your kids can play. All of our kids grow up together and they need us now. You too can be a part of the game.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. Think what you could do with that. But if you join right now, MediShare is waiving their new member fee. So that's another $170 you'll save. And MediShare is really different. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. More than 400,000 people are members, and they've shared over $4 billion in medical bills. So yes, they can handle your bills too. This may be the time to make the switch. Join before November 30th for the additional savings. It's so easy to find out more. They're great to talk to. In fact, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
You know when you order a new video game, or a golf club, or a blender, and then it arrives at your door, you get a little thrill. Imagine how much more thrilling it is when you order a new car. With Nissan at Home, you can shop for the perfect ride and order it without ever having to go anywhere. Sure beats a golf club or a blender. Buy a new car entirely online with Nissan at Home. Delivered direct from dealer to driveway. Thrill starts here. Services may vary at participating dealers, subject to applicable law. See dealer for details.
It takes two vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A day of blue sky and sunshine. Tuscaloosa's high 61. Clear tonight with the low at 35. Tomorrow, another sunny day, the high 66. Sunday, partially sunny during the day. Rain arrives Sunday night. Sunday's high at 67. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 57 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
It's the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. Get 60 to 90% off retail this weekend only. Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the signs. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome back in. And as we finish up hour number one, coming up on the other side, and look forward to visiting with David Bassett. And David was actually played at Arkansas. We've done a lot of stuff together over the years, and a guy that think I was telling Matt or Lars, I went out and spoke for him, and David Basil, he runs the Frank Broyles Award, and he does that as well as the quarterback club out in Arkansas. And man, you talk about first class from the time you fly out there to get there to how they take care of you hotel wise, what you ride in. They take you out to dinner the night before. The entire process was as first class as anything I've ever been a part of when it comes to an event.
Did they drive you by the house I was born in?
Yes, they did.
They
They
have
said
a
Matt
big
Coulter
sign
right
in
here.
front
Yeah,
yards
we went down the dirt road.
Yeah, you had the dirt
Yeah.
road. Hey, next hour, I want to jump into something a little bit more than we did with Andrew earlier, and that's running back situation at Alabama. And who y'all think about this? Who do you think is going to be first out of the gate after B-Rob and after Trey? There were guys that got carries last week, and could Milroe be one of them?
He could be.
He's
a great runner. Yeah,
he is a great runner, and he's like second fastest.
I'd go Slade Bolton. I know we haven't seen him line up at running back yet, but I think Slade Bolton might get some carries.
Let's jump into it and encourage those to contribute on Bama Insider. Just go to the comments and let us know, like everybody did when they answered the Mac Jones question.
Exactly. All right, and we got some of the other guys. Flu going around Bama or at Bama ? I think it's going around everywhere.
Is that significant, though? I've heard that it could be. That there maybe a lot of guys that didn't practice this week that you'd like to have in the mix.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I was talking to, and again, not about that situation, but with Harrison last night with the dinner, I'm like, man, we used to go out to practice with 102-degree temperature. And then they would say, okay, do you feel like you're overheated? We'd go, yeah. And then they'd set us down, put ice on our necks, and kind of cool us down. We'd go back to practice. And it was just a different time than what it is now. I mean, I know they got more probably science and probably more litigation around.
Are they checking temps for every player when they go onto the field? I mean, they still doing that, the COVID thing?
Yeah, I don't know. They've got the mechanisms that they wear now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pretty much everything from blood, your blood pressure to your heart rate to your speed to all that type of stuff.
Long way from rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, here's your salt tablets. Get well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We got the flu, ice and stem. Wait, for the flu? Anybody in our generation gets that.
I do.
All right, we'll continue live from AVX. Stay with us as we get to hour number 2, and look forward to it. We'll get to some of your comments as well on the board. Bama Insider. Go to Bama Insider on our YouTube page, and you'll find us there every single day, weekdays, noon to 2 live, also on Bama Insider Facebook page as well, and on our networks, Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station all throughout the state of Alabama and the Gulf Coast. We love having you on and love that you're listening to us each and every day and watching us on our Bama Insider YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We'll be back. Hour number 2 coming up next.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the Chicken Finger Box and the Chicken Finger Restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. you'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
Get ready for some crazy deals at the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys Weekend Sale. This weekend only, Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get 50 to 90% off sofas, mattresses, generators, grills, rugs, exercise equipment, and so much more. It's gonna be crazy, folks. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the Crazy Cowboys signs. It's gonna be crazy, folks. Come see us.
Rock and Roll Sushi, they're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors, big, bold, and loud. They're the only place to experience the rock you love, the rolls you love, with the ones you love. It all began back in Mobile, Alabama, and then a decade later, tucked inside the Mobile Mall, expanded to encompass more than 40 locations across the southeastern U.S. Since day one, the most rewarded part of their work has been seeing guests fall in love with the amplified dining experience and become fans who return again and again to the biggest hit in town. That's Rock and Roll Sushi. Get out today for lunch or dinner.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
WTUT HD2 Northport and W265CT Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clifford wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Back to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
We have 15 seniors, and probably, I'm going to say 8 or 9 of them have really made tremendously significant contributions to the program and the success of the program. They all have.
Right.
But I'm saying there's a group of them that are fantastic in the way they played, the number of games they played, the consistency they played with, and the kind of people they are and how they've represented the university and the program and the organization and how they've contributed to getting the next guys to come and how they understand the culture. I think that's the one thing that our players through the years have done a fabulous job of, and it's probably overlooked by the senior class. You see them leaving and everybody sort of has a lot of admiration for them being here and what they've done and all that. But probably the most important thing is they've promoted the culture to the next generation, right? Which is the most important thing, because I think that, in society, we're all kind of dealing with a little bit of, just like you look out there, there's a handful of teams that are beating teams like they should. And I think you have to have a culture on your team where people kind of get over this feeling of entitlement. You just show up and win. When you come to Alabama, that's not the end, that's the beginning. That's the beginning of your career. And you're not really entitled to anything. You're not entitled to play. You're not entitled to. So I think it says life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Does it not say that?
Mm-hmm.
So, you have the opportunity, not to be entitled, but the pursuit, right, of being successful, the pursuit of accomplishing goals, right? And you have to associate, work, preparation, focus, discipline. All these things have to equate to performance. Right? Not that I'm just going to show up and win. Right? Not that because I participate, I'm going to have success. But so I really do believe that having players on your team, right, that can promote the culture of the organization, even though the coach is always trying to do it, is really important. Because I'm telling you, if you've got 3 or 4 alpha dogs, if you were in the Army and there were 1,000 guys and you were going to go charge, there's only 3 or 4 of them that are really alpha dogs. The rest of them just follow them. Is that right? They just follow them. All right, ain't nobody wants to run up the hill.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of what we've had here. All right, and that's what has made this organization be able to continue to be successful. And I think that gets overlooked a lot with the seniors and the leaders and the people that we've had that have helped us be able to continue to get our young players to not have that feeling of entitlement.
Welcome back in, and Coach Saban and some of his thoughts about the seniors, 15 of them, and talking about their contributions on and off the field and what they've meant to Alabama and the way to, as far as helping out with the younger players, recruiting guys in, and really just keeping that Alabama way. And the way he was talking about that understanding of not thinking you're entitled to anything, especially playing time, but you're going to work for it. And talked about the alpha dogs that are part of that team or part of recruiting classes that you see all the time that take on those leadership roles. When it comes to going out and having a good time, one of our presenting sponsors, or the presenting sponsor, Top Golf of Birmingham, you'll love it. You and your family. We call it the bowling of our generation. And you can go out and enjoy with family, friends, co-workers. They've got a great setup, great food, great drinks, just a ton of fun at Top Golf of Birmingham, driven by Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Oxford, Annis, you go see Tony Russell and all the great folks there at Sonny King Ford. All right, Lars, any thoughts, comments based on what Coach Saban had to say and addressing his senior class? Pretty good.
Yes. Entitlement. Seen a lot of that over the years, and don't want to be the get off my lawn old man here, but
That's my job.
I will say this. When I was at Sports Illustrated, we'd have interns come in and be there for about a week and then not understand why they weren't writing the cover story to 24 million readers. I saw that consistently.
Yeah.
And Jay, have you seen that over the years? I don't think it's as bad right now as it was maybe 5 years ago with younger people. I think they realize that they have to work to get where they want to get in their life. Mm-hmm. But man, I have seen a lot of entitlement over the last few years. But as I said, I see it with my students and other young people that I'm around. It doesn't seem to be as severe of an affliction as it used to be.
I totally agree with you. And Matt, I don't know if you have older kids and also now grandkids. And gosh, I I could kind of, I'm not going to point to it or say when, but I can almost point to the when it ended, because my kids are right there on the edge of it. And you're right. I mean, you talk about from just mentality to what, well, I don't know if it was a lot of it's the parents. You have to agree with that. I mean, I think a lot of it's how kids are raised, was also society at that time. Don't do this to your child. Self-esteem. The most important thing is you. You're going to get the trophy. Everybody gets the same. Let's start a basketball program where you put a guy on a guy that looks or acts like this person and doesn't really have competition. God, it drives me nuts. But I know it's all in good intentions. I know that. It's just been the worst thing ever for the kids themselves not to have to build a self-esteem through hard times and go through tough moments to lose. You learn more in losing than you do in winning.
Absolutely. Failure, losing teaches you a whole lot more than. And if you're self-entitled, and I saw it in my kids, I see it in my grandkids. Yours did. They all get it, whether or not it's their environment, whether or not sometimes they're entitled because they know they're a lot better at something than everybody else is, so they get the big head. But here's the deal that I see it, and you brought up interns. Jay and I at Jocks, we had a lot of interns, and I would tell them when they came in, you will do as much as you progress to. Mm-hmm. If you want to sit back there and play on your phone, I don't know, do we have cell phones back then? That's your own business. But if you want to get involved, you want to be entitled, act entitled, get involved. And that may be on a lot lower level, but isn't it like a freshman? Mm-hmm. You come in, you think you got everything in the world. Well, you don't. Guess what? Earn it.
For it. Yep.
Earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Earn it. Yeah.
It's just, I think the hardest part for Coach Saban, and not for him, but maybe for the team itself, is when you recruit the best. They come in. They're all now, because of social media, superstars. They're going to have NIL deals.
Making money.
Yeah, making money. And now you got to deal with that. And the guys going, okay, wait, I was the top dog at my school, and they're being told by their mom, dad, aunt, uncle, everybody, why aren't you playing? You should be playing. You're better than them. All this stuff's going through, instead of saying, just let them walk through the process. Let them go through, because just look at the results that Coach Saban has done with so many great players. Just let him do his stuff and what he's able to get out of these young men, and they're going to have great careers, Lars.
Jay, speaking of NILs, you have kids at 3 different colleges, mm-hmm. and have you seen, now that we're 2/3 of the way through a season, have you seen the NIL deals affect the chemistry of the locker room at all? Just from talking to your kids and other people who across the country who also have kids who are playing in college football or basketball or what have you.
I haven't seen anything. I really haven't. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, Lars, down the road, because I think we're going to see more and more of it. I think it came so quickly this year in July that you didn't really football. I think you're going to see off-season stuff's going to happen. Probably maybe some bigger deals. I do think the market will adjust as well as to who they're going to really put their money into, younger players or guys who are established, because the established guys, you now know that they're going to, go out, perform. They're going to do well. Is there certain positions where you take more of a gamble or more of a risk? Sure, it's going to be based on social media following. So, but no, I haven't seen anything based on my kids and where they're at UAB, Alabama, and Georgia, where they've talked about anything locker room. Most of the guys have just kept quiet about it. I think even your top tier guys that are out there, because I mean, for instance, I haven't heard Bryce talk about it at all. I mean, I see his little posts and things that he does, but
Stallings, good grief, yeah. Where's my head? Saban talked more about his NIL than Bryce did.
He did, yeah.
And for good reason.
Yeah, recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, remember he mentioned it at
SEC.
No, he mentioned it in front of the Texas High School Coaches Association.
Yeah, you're right.
Association. Oh, by the way, yeah, my quarterback who's never started a game has $1 million worth of.
And I'm in the most fertile recruiting ground in the world, by the way.
And then it was it was David Shaw at Stanford said that there's market value and there's Alabama value. Remember that quote?
Oh yeah.
And that boy again helps Alabama.
The rich
recruiting.
get richer.
Yeah. Keep that for me right there. This is beer cans and baddies. Is that what this is? All right. At John Palmer, I think Alabama has a few holes in them this year. They don't appear to look like Saban's former dominant teams. I think they'll be very, very good next year, though. And again, we pointed to that on offense yesterday. We talked about the depth chart and how many young guys are on the depth chart. How many? There's not really a lot of upperclassmen. So then John Palmer replied, "I agree, beer cans." If I'm being honest, UGA has looked elite all year. What do you guys thought about those two comments?
Matt, go ahead.
I do think they're going to be very, very, very good next year. I mean, you just Lars and I on our podcast the other day, he pulled out the roster and he started looking down at, man, these are all not just juniors, a lot of sophomores and freshmen in there. Plus, you always have to allow for the marvelous recruiting classes that he's going to get in there. But I was also thinking this when I was looking at how many players: Biletnikoff, Nagurski, Outland, right?
Yep.
Last year, Alabama had like 7, but they replaced all those guys, and yet Alabama still has 3 that are up for these national awards. So,
well, you got to remember Bryce. Bryce can be a Heisman. He'll be Davey O'Brien. He'll be Johnny Unitas. They haven't really mentioned
Bryce Young is still the Heisman favorite right now.
Yeah.
If Walker goes crazy against Ohio State this weekend, that may change. If he doesn't,
that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough road to hoe for him, I think. But Jay, how big of improvement?
Look at that right there. Player of the week, Bryce Young, 21 of 23, 5 touchdowns, 270 yards. I mean, that
how big of it's tough for me to ask this question based on the fact that we're looking at stats of 21 and 23, 5 touchdowns. But how much can Bryce Young improve from year 1 to year 2 as a starter?
It's so funny. I'm looking at this Logan's Roadhouse, Cash App, the Bryce Young podcast, Onyx and Leaf. There's the sponsors on the page there.
I love Logan.
NILU is the I guess the site. What say it again? I'm sorry, Lars.
Just how much improvement can Bryce make between year 1 as a starter and year 2?
A lot. I mean, he really can't. I mean, looking at the numbers, you're like, how can he?
He could go 23 at 23, I guess.
Right. he could, or just become better at other things, even if it's not just on the field, it's off the field, being, getting young guys ready, getting receivers the work, just being that leader off the field that prepares the team for coming into a year that they really didn't have that first year for him with COVID. He didn't get the workouts and all that. So he's really built great chemistry with the receiver, especially with Jameson. As quickly as all that had to happen, and the chemistry they have and down the field throwing and all that, I think is really good. I think what you're going to see too is even him being allowed to make more decisions himself at the line of scrimmage, and I think he's gotten better at that too, protection wise. Hey, bigger, better, and before Black Friday, Crazy Cowboys weekend warehouse sale. Matt, grab that hat right there. There you go.
Yeah,
put it down. You do not want to miss the opportunity to save on large, big box items, including sofas, exercise equipment, generators, mattresses, electronics, clothing, and so much more. It's going to be a Christmas of crazy savings. Saturday and Sunday, that's this Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Outside, no returns, no exchanges, no holds, no exceptions. Be ready with a truck or SUV, as John told us the other day. Take all your large items and crazy savings with you when you purchase. Take I-65. That's exit 231, Calera Montevallo exit. Follow the Crazy Cowboys signs. That's 41 North Industrial Parkway, Calera, Alabama, 35040. I'll text this out to all of you. For a sneak preview of items and more details on the sale, please follow at Crazy Cowboys. That's at Crazy CAZBOYS on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Individuals are really going to be saving a ton of money on large items, especially, and make a difference in their holiday shopping and especially your overall budget. Link to a map. They'll put it up for you on the website at crazycazboys.com. That's crazycazboys.com for more information where it's going to be. You're going to save a lot of money this weekend if you can get out there Saturday and Sunday. And again, that's going to be happening from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m.
This is going to go in my collection. Y'all are probably not going to believe this. I have like 700 hats, caps. So I got 701, 702. Because I got one. By the way, when we get back, it's
probably go get you. What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
It's probably my first Little League. Fred Sinkton Sporting Goods, the A's, wool, fitted, straight out of the 60s.
That's great.
When we get back, will it be a quarterback, a wide receiver, or a linebacker that ends up third on Alabama's depth chart at running back this weekend?
That was a good one.
Thank you.
It's the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. Get 60 to 90% off retail this weekend only. Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41 North Industrial Drive, Colbert, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the signs. Don't miss it.
This is the Jay Barker Show, live from the ABS studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community with an easy way to dispose of unwanted and expired prescription drugs. Dropbox coming soon, located in Lakeview Police Department, lobby address 22765, Central Park Drive, Lakeview, Alabama 35111, or call 205-477-1289. Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community. That's opioid awareness for the Bibb County community at the Lakeview Police Department, brought to you by Pride of Tuscaloosa.
Hey folks, BJ Perkins, Executive Manager here at Townsend Nissan. Just wanted to get out.
Bryce. So when you get here and you come to shop, make sure you bring a truck. Everything's got to leave on this day. But hey, if you're a reseller, make sure you come because we're going to have some great deals for you. Hey guys, what's up? Crazy Cowboys here at our distribution center, getting ready for this big box blowout sale this weekend. Hey, if you're a reseller, if you like liquidation goods, guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be also selling brand new full Gaylord box.
Working on today. So it's about that time for an oil change. We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522. Don't wait. Call now. 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522.
The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our humpback whale pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive northern bobcat. The Name Your Price tool, the neighbor who baked you banana bread, only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley, Floor and Tide.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A day of blue sky and sunshine. Tuscaloosa's high 61. Clear tonight with a low at 35. Tomorrow, another sunny day, the high 66. Sunday, partially sunny during the day. Rain arrives Sunday night. Sunday's high at 67. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 57 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome back in here on this Friday edition. Alabama, Arkansas coming up. We're going to have David Basil coming up with us. He'll be calling us around 1:30 today, and look forward to getting his take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. And we were talking earlier. He's said on his way crazy busy with Hog Covers, TD Club, Laurel's Award. And but he's en route to Tuscaloosa with the TV station he works with, and to cover the Hogs coming up this weekend. So it'd be great to get his thoughts on Sam Pittman and a team that wants to come in and pull off a big win over Alabama. And if they did that, man, what a season that would make for anybody, much less Arkansas. And Saban is, you can hear it in his voice, doing everything he can from whether it's practice or off the field, making sure his guys understand how important this next game is. And it is the next one. That's why it makes it important, and also what they want to accomplish. If they win this game, as Matt brought up earlier, they solidify the SEC West. They'll be in the SEC championship game, so they get one goal done. It's a championship game. They get into the playoffs, goal by goal, step by step. They can take that first step coming up this weekend.
Round table question. I'm going to make it two-part, okay? Who do you think will be getting the number 3 slot, if you're going to be doing it? For actual real, that's the way it's going to, they'll end up with 6 carries. And then who would you like to see back there? Lars?
I'm going to go with Slade Bolton. I mean, I have no knowledge of him practicing back there, but he just seems like the natural fit. And you would have thought that they would have given him some carries against New Mexico State, or maybe they're saving him. And it will be interesting to see how much they use Trey Sanders. How much does Nick Saban trust Trey Sanders? How much does Bill O'Brien trust Trey Sanders? Because we have not seen Trey Sanders play more than a handful of meaningful minutes this entire season. He's going to have to play meaningful minutes, I would think, on Saturday. Jay?
So is it Slade Bolden for both questions?
Yes.
Who do you like to see, and who you think it will actually will be?
I do. I
Okay,
do think
okay,
it's going to be Slade Bolden.
All right,
Yeah.
Jay Barker, you're next.
Sean Alexander.
I thought for sure you were going to say Braxton Barker.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, I tell you, you look at I would think that somehow it would be Jalen Milroe giving him some kind of package where if they need the run game, the beauty of having him or Slade in is that they both can run the Wildcat offense. They both ran that in high school. They both ran from that, taking the snap from shotgun or underneath. So you've got that element that you could use if the run game is slowing down a little bit. And look, you're going to have to telegraph it. Those guys are in, right? But at the same time, you got a hat on a hat. Now the quarterback is with the safety. It's 1-on-1. If everybody blocks it up correctly, or if you do things with traps or type things inside that can really blow it up and create some really big yardage. So I would think that would be there. And then and Coach Saban did bring up Slade Bolden. So you said that you don't know anything. You do know something, Lars. He talked about it last night. So Slade has been getting work there, as well as we saw the guys past weekend as well getting some work. But I think for them right now, I don't know. I mean, I think the worry with Jalen Milroe is just you don't want to get him hurt either.
Right.
You don't want to take chances with him. But the guy can absolutely
He's got
fly.
such speed and talent.
Yeah.
So what's answer your own question?
Okay, I would like to see it be Milroy, because I just think Milroe. Did I say Milroy? Sorry. I think that's because I'm getting Kennedy mixed up here. But I think it's going to probably be Kennedy.
Des Moines.
Because, and I'm just basing that on the stats from the game against the Aggies, because he had 7 carries. They trusted him a few more times than they did any of the other potential backups. And I know it's Harris. Is that his Leary?
Mm-hmm.
Christian Leary?
Yeah.
He can fly too. I mean, he and Milroe may be the top 2 speedsters, and Williams on the team. So I'd like to see Milroe, but I think it's going to be Kennedy.
I think there's a possibility that we only see 2 backs, and this could be a game where Byron Robinson gets 30 carries, 35 carries. He's certainly capable of it, big enough, can handle the punishment. But on the other side of the ball, I wanted to ask you guys this. With KJ Jefferson at quarterback for Arkansas, he is a different kind of QB. And offensive coordinator Kendall Briles, he uses him as like this monster power rusher at 6'3", 240. He likes to run him between the tackles, and then he'll kind of fake the run and they have a really good running back in Traylon Smith, and they have a really good wide receiver in Traylon Burks. And so if you're Alabama, Jay, and you're Pete Golding, how do you approach this game? What is the strategy just coming out of the gate to try to slow down Arkansas? They're not really known as this high-powered offense, but man, they can make plays.
They can. Jefferson's a great quarterback, and I say great in the sense of that, you don't compare him to Bryce or some other guys, but for a guy at Arkansas and what he's working around and with what Pittman's done with him, I think has done a great job. He's a big kid, 6'4", about 240. Yep. He is a powerful runner when he runs. He can make throws down the field. We've seen that many times throughout the season. I think the biggest thing is make them one-dimensional. I think you have to do that against teams like this, especially teams that maybe aren't the best at throwing the ball down the field, even though they got some really good receivers. You've mentioned them and talked about them this week, Matt, as well. But I think with Jefferson, you got to stop the run. You got to get him in second and long, third and long. And then Alabama's been pretty efficient third downs, especially on offense. It's been unbelievable in the 50-something percentile. So get them off the field, get the offense back on it. And because if they can sustain drives, they're going to try to run that clock out. They're going to try to really shorten the game as much as they can to keep Alabama's offense off the field. And, in these type of games too, when it's tough and it's hard sledding, it's all about how clean you play. The turnovers, can the crowd make a difference? There's no doubt about it. Alabama fans be loud in Bryant-Denny Stadium, get them off track, get them off pace, and again, make them one-dimensional where they get in the third and second longs, they make the throws. Alabama can get maybe a non-offensive touchdown or get the turnovers. I think that's how Alabama can really take Arkansas out of the game. And again, the fans can be a big part of that.
Alabama is a 20.5 point favorite, maybe 21, depends on where you look. But Matt, is this a scary game for Alabama and Coach Saban?
I think it is, and he wants to convince everybody.
He seems,
but when it comes right down to it, Alabama is a 3-touchdown. They're that much better than Arkansas. Here's the one thing that I think Alabama, and this goes back to everything y'all just said, but if there's one area that people are suspect about Alabama on defense, is that sometimes they're not in their lanes defensively, and I mean that with the defensive backs. I don't know if they're paying a cover 2 or they're going man. And even against New Mexico State, you saw breakdowns. If they allow KJ to take advantage of that, it could be a longer game. But I think the mentality that Saban has shown, from head coach to his news conferences earlier in the week, I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, so we're going to get more into this coming up on the side. David Basil will join us, and great guy, and played at Arkansas, news anchor as well, and radio personality. We'll get David's thoughts on the Razorbacks, Sam Pittman, and much more. Local Realty, one of our great sponsors here on the show, want to help you make money as well as save money when it comes to selling your home. They know that the equity you built up is yours, and that's probably one of the biggest investments of your life. They've got a 5-star on Zillow, tons of great testimonials talking about the service and what you get with Local Realty. They've sold thousands of homes. They've saved millions of dollars for people all across the Metro Birmingham area, now in South and North Alabama, and it will continue to expand. Great company, great people, Jeremy and Gina Miller. Check them out, localrealtyflatfee.com. That's localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. David Basil with us up next. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
It's the bigger, better, and before Black Friday Crazy Cowboys weekend sale. Get 60 to 90% off retail this weekend only. Saturday and Sunday, November 20th and 21st, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41 North Industrial Drive, Calera, Alabama. Take Highway 65, exit 231, and follow the signs. Don't miss it.
All right, welcome back in as we continue hour number 2, and really great to welcome in former Razorback and now covering with the not only from a news standpoint, Matt, you remember those days covering from TV and driving over.
Oh, yeah.
He said he just crossed the Alabama line, so said he's got good reception now to join us here on the phone.
Because Mississippi does it.
Right.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, from Arkansas to Alabama, you got to go through that one dead area called Mississippi. Just kidding. All right, David. Good afternoon, man. Great to talk. Great to talk to you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Yeah, it's I swear to you, you just cross over into Alabama, and that's where the signal does improve. So, and the roads are better too. Just got to say it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, let's start with Sam Pittman. We've talked a lot about him and just been very impressed with what he's done with his team and just how the psychology of it, as far as how they believe in themselves, the way that they're playing, especially early in the year, really a surprise to, I think, maybe a lot of us, maybe not you, but just talk about his impact on this team so far.
Yeah, Jay, there is a psychology to him. There's something about his swagger and his aura that it just makes him likable. He's also got that old school offensive line coach mentality. he was a guy, if you remember, nobody wanted this job for a while. Everybody passed over it. And he got there, and we come to find out that he grew up just on the other side of the border there in Oklahoma, and used to come to the Lou Holtz football camps and made the statement, this is my last coaching job. I'll be done here, and I'm going to retire over in Hot Springs, and just pushed all the right buttons. And I think the Razorback fans, as you guys know, it's just been really a tough road here the last 4 or 5 years, and it's just been nice to see some of that toughness brought back, which they've been missing. And he has pushed the right button. And I'll tell you this, if you look at this roster from top to bottom, it's not an elite talent wise team. I mean, you've got a few guys that may get looked at in the league next year, but maybe 3 or 4 max. That's it. So you got a lot of, fifth-year seniors and super seniors, and they play hard. They're coached well, and that's saying a lot considering where we were 2 years ago, getting blown out at home by Western Kentucky and San Jose State.
David, how do you think Kendall Briles is going to attack this Alabama defense, and what do you think the basically the offensive game plan is going to be for Arkansas on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. This offense runs through KJ Jefferson. That's been the story of this season, is the development of him as a quarterback. And you got to give Kendall Briles a lot of credit. Wherever Kendall Briles has been, whatever quarterback he has, whatever style that is, he's tried to make that quarterback better. And the decision-making by KJ Jefferson has been outstanding. Only 3 interceptions on the year. And I threw out a crazy stat earlier today. Arkansas is the #1 team in the nation with runs over 10 yards. They've had 87 rushes over 10 yards. And here's the best part of that stat. The leading ball carrier of that stat is KJ Jefferson. He's had 23 rushes over 10 yards. And he's the guy that loosens up the defense on the back end by having those kind of runs, and he makes good decisions. So the question is, can this offense run without getting some yardage on the ground? And of course, then you look at Alabama and what they always do well, what Georgia does well, they shut down the run. So I think it's going to be difficult for them to have success without KJ Jefferson running the ball. I think they feel comfortable. That's what they're probably going to try. The question is, I just don't know if he can find the creases and seams to do it. But if KJ's not running the ball, they've got good running backs for Arkansas, but he's the key to the mix Saturday.
How does the Arkansas defense prevent Bryce from getting hot and running this thing up in the first quarter and getting the fans into it? Because I would assume from that side of the game, that would be Pittman's worst nightmares. It'd be 21-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Well, that's always the story when you play Alabama. It's just the quick scores, the explosive plays, chunk plays, and it's going to be interesting to see what Barry Odom does because, for the most part this entire year, he's been in a rush 3, maybe rush 4 occasionally, drop everybody else and make them big and dunk you to death and try not to give up the big play. But against LSU, he brought the heat a lot more often. And so you have those one-on-one matchups. Of course, you do that against a team like Alabama. If Bryce Young is having a great day, you got those great receivers. It's tough to give them many opportunities without them burning you. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. I'm curious to see whether he's going to try to bring some pressure. He did bring pressure against Will Rogers in the second half, and Will Rogers just lit him up. So that's the interesting thing to me. And can you create any pressure up front with the Arkansas defense? Obviously, the strength of that team is their linebackers. You got experienced guys. They all have high football IQ. They're not burners or anything, but they know football and they run hard to the ball. So I'm interested to see what Barry Odom pulls out of the hat on Saturday.
Yeah, it's amazing the job he's done. I mean, we were giving him a lot of credit at the beginning of the year. I know they had some struggles there for a couple games, but a guy that came from Missouri, had a rough time there as a head coach. I mean, really has proven his weight and stock at Arkansas, and I'm sure he's going to get more opportunities down the road as well. But when you look at just that coaching staff in general, just with some young guys, it really seems like a good mix of not only young but talented coaches that Pittman's been able to put together.
Well, you look at what Nick Saban's done. I think it's about having great players, but man, when you have great coaches, and that's one of the reasons we have a Broyles Award. Obviously, at Arkansas, Coach Broyles was a master at bringing in and training good assistant coaches and developing them. And Sam Pittman knows, obviously, he was an assistant coach for a long time. And so, to get Bryles and Odom, I think that was the first big coup for Sam Pittman. His first biggest two recruits. They push a lot of great buttons. They're savvy, and again, you're doing this without the greatest talent. So, but it all starts at the top. It's a trickle down, and I think some coaching staffs, as you guys know, it's not always fun to coach under particular head coaches. Sometimes it's easier than not. But I'll tell you, I think these guys love playing for Sam Pittman and coaching for Sam Pittman and his disposition. And I know he feels he has a lot of confidence in these guys and lets them do what they want to do. And like I said, again, I think they're doing a lot with not a ton of talent.
David, did Chad Morris leave the cupboard at least halfway full in terms of recruiting for Pittman? And now moving forward, how is Pittman doing in recruiting? And what's the key to success? Is it just like maintaining the getting the kids within the state of Arkansas, dipping into Texas every once in a while? What is the sort of philosophy of Pittman? And again, where did Chad Morris leave this program?
Well, it was just, you have 2 seasons of two wins each year. I mean, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. Fortunately, Chad Morris did sign some good players. I mean, you look at Treylon Burks, you look at Jalen Catalon, and so you certainly had some players that he was able to influence to come to Arkansas. And of course, then obviously it dropped off pretty quick after that. And then some of his talent did not turn out as well. Again, in Arkansas, with your talent level not being as you only get maybe 5 to 10 Division I really high star players out of Arkansas. So you've got to go to Texas, you've got to go to Mississippi, you've got to go to Missouri and Oklahoma and pick off those kids because you just don't have the recruiting base here. And I tell you what was really big this year so far, guys, is coming out of the chute the way Arkansas did early. You had the big win over Texas at the time, who was ranked. You beat A&M in College Station, so you had 2 big wins over Texas schools. And again, if you look at the history of the Razorbacks back when I played in the Southwest Conference days, you had to recruit well out of Texas. And so I think that was big early on, even though you had that 3-game stretch that you lost. And again, I think he's doing a good job of selling the program in the future. And I played for Lou Holtz. Jay, you played for Gene Stallings. Head coaches have the ability to recruit. Even when things aren't going good, you're selling something that you think is developing. If it doesn't show up on the field, it's tough to recruit. But I think kids can see. I mean, again, think about this. Arkansas, even if they lose to Alabama Saturday, they come back, they got Missouri. You got a chance to win 8 ball games against the number 1 toughest schedule in America. Arkansas had to play not only Alabama Saturday, you've already played Georgia, so you played number 1 and number 2 and the rest of the West. And this team has a chance to be 8-4 in the regular season and a chance to win 9 in the bowl game against what some say is the toughest schedule. So I think he's able to sell based on that, is that they're producing. Again, I just think the guy that you saw what he recruited at Georgia. I mean, the guy can recruit. I think he's got that gift. And now the programs, you get these wins, and that helps the momentum there.
David Basil, our guest, former Arkansas Razorback, and now been a part of the media in that area for a long time, and on TV as well, traveling to Tuscaloosa as we speak. David, you brought it up, the old Southwest Conference that you played a part of, and back in the 80s and 70s and all that. What a great conference it was. And now with Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC, what's been the reaction of Arkansas fans? Do you like the fact that they're coming into the SEC?
I don't think so. I tell you, I thought we got away from those suckers. Now they're back. I'll be darned if you're an Arkansas fan, you hate Texas. Because to put things in perspective, guys, I was recruited by Florida. Out of Panama City, Florida. I didn't even realize when I got to Fayetteville, every school in the Southwest Conference back then they were all from Texas. Arkansas was the only non-Texas school in the conference. It was a bizarre deal. Yeah. So Texas was the blue blood. They obviously they're the Alabama of the SEC, and we didn't beat them all the time, and so it was a big deal when we did, and they had all the resources. And I'm an old school guy. I think we have enough talent, enough history and legacy in the SEC. We don't need Oklahoma and Texas, but I get it. It's about money. It is what it is. I don't like it. I think most fans would, it's one thing to have A&M, obviously that's the Aggies, but to bring in Texas, and then you got Oklahoma, and we'll see how that impacts recruiting for Arkansas. Obviously being 2 border states for us, and I just think it gets crowded. And, again, I think most Arkansas fans are like, oh, great. Now we've got to deal with Texas. But beating both of them this year, I think, was big. I think it was very big for Sam Pittman in building the brand back here at Arkansas the way it needs to be.
Dave, we got about a minute left. Just tell everybody about the Frank Broyles Award, all the things you do. I was telling the guys earlier what a first-class trip it was for me to go out there a couple years back and speak to your group, and you guys do it the right way, better than really anybody I think I've ever spoken for. So thank you for that. But talk about what you guys are doing and the Broyles Award and all that. Also, the Cliff Harris Award,
Jay.
right?
This is the Cliff Harris Award too. This is a 26th year of the Broyles Award. Hard to believe. So 1996, Mickey Andrews was the first winner. Longtime defensive coordinator for Bob Bowden. Of course, Alabama has had obviously several winners, and Kirby Smart was the first winner from Alabama. Mike Locksley and Sark last year. Again, the purpose, back 26 years ago, Coach Broyles, he knew the importance of an assistant coach. And when I went to him with the idea, I said, Coach, there's an award for every position, head coach of the year, but there's not anything for the assistant coach. Would you let me honor you in this way? And it's been a neat deal to be able to see so many assistant coaches get recognition. So many have become head coaches. Doesn't always guarantee you're going to be a great head coach if you win the Broyles Award or your Broyles Award finalist, but certainly opens up doors and open opportunities to get raises. And it also, too, it just gives a pat on the back now. I mean, a lot of these nominees are not always the coordinators. Maybe it's an offensive line coach. Maybe it's a special teams coordinator. So it's been a fun award. And, of course, we got that coming up here in early December. And it's and Jay, it was great to have you in at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. You did a great job. And I'm just honored that I've been able to come from Florida and make my home in Arkansas, being able to do some things to support some of the great names and legacies in our state.
Man, always great to catch up with you, and we'll do it again soon. Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Safe travels. David Basil joining us, and 1985 captain of the Hawks of the Razorbacks, and joining us. We appreciate him being with us, and also part of 103.7 The Buzz and KATV. Again, that's David Basil, and a great guy. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 on this Friday edition, give you some more predictions on the game coming up this weekend between Alabama, Arkansas, and also Ohio State, Michigan State, the big one at 11 a.m. as well from a national perspective. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The best sports talk in the state, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com. Townsquare not only can help you find more local customers online, they'll also help you grow your business to a new level. With premium website services that get you new leads every day and no contracts to sign, there's no better time to join. Not only that, Townsquare also has a dedicated marketing specialist who will be with you every step of the way, making changes that will benefit you and especially your business. It's fast, easy, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. So hurry to mylocalcustomers.com and get your $500 in free advertising today.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service, they've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dippin' Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Football season's here.
Time to cheer on the home team. Another team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa, your hometown BMW dealership. Our roster of players is here to ensure you draft the right car. Our starting lineup of new 2021 BMW vehicles is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com, a little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community with an easy way to dispose of unwanted and expired prescription drugs. Dropbox coming soon, located in Lakeview Police Department, lobby address 22765, Central Park Drive, Lakeview, Alabama 35111, or call 205-477-1289. Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community. That's opioid awareness for the Bibb County community at the Lakeview Police Department, brought to you by Pride of Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A day of blue sky and sunshine. Tuscaloosa's high 61. Clear tonight with the low at 35. Tomorrow, another sunny day, the high 66. Sunday, partially sunny during the day. Rain arrives Sunday night. Sunday's high at 67. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 60 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Bigger, better, and before Black Friday. Crazy Cowboys weekend warehouse sale. You don't want to miss this opportunity to save on large, big box items, including sofas, exercise equipment, generators, mattresses, electronics, and clothing, and so much more. It's going to be a Christmas of crazy savings. Saturday and Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday tomorrow, and Sunday, November 20th, 21st, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Get out, check it out for yourself. Tons of great stuff. It's going to be outside. There'll be no returns, no exchanges, no holds, no exceptions. You're ready with a big truck or an SUV to take your large items and crazy savings with you when you purchase. Take I-65, exit 231 clear, Montevallo exit. Follow the Crazy Cowboys signs. 41 North Industrial Parkway, Clear, Alabama, 35040. And for a sneak preview of items and more details on sale, please follow Crazy Cowboys on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's Crazy, C-A-Z, boys. And you can also go online at crazycowboys.com for more information and a link with a map to get you to the site coming up on Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So get out. You're going to find some incredible items. Good stuff.
All right, guys, prediction time. I'm going Alabama 42, Arkansas 20.
I got Alabama 40-14 and Auburn 24-20.
All right, let's get out. We got to run on time. I like Alabama winning big. All right, that's good. All right, have a great day. Josh Smith, our producer, thank you. And all of you for watching and listening. Have a great weekend.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Whether it's for lunch